Good morning, everyone. We are the Group 3 and we are going to report about concurrency. Concurrency is the execution of multiple instruction sequences at the same time. It happens in the operating system when there are several process threads running in parallel. The running process threads always communicate with each other through shared memory or message passing. Concurrency results in sharing of resources, result in problems like deadlocks and resources starvation. It helps in techniques like coordinating execution of processes, memory allocation and execution scheduling for maximizing throughput.
There are two common models for concurrent programming. The first one is shared memory. In the shared memory model of concurrency, concurrent modules interact by reading and writing shared objects in memory. So, here is the example of shared memory. The point of this example is to show the concurrent programming is hard because it can have subtle bugs. Imagine that a bank has cash machines that use a shared memory model, so all the cash machines can read and write the same account objects in memory.
The last one would be message passing. In the message passing model, concurrent models interact by sending messages to each other through a communication channel. Modules send off messages, and incoming messages to each module are queued up for handling. These are the examples of message passing. Now, let's look at the message passing approach to our bank account example. Now, not only are the cash machine modules, but the accounts are modules too. Modules interact by sending messages to each other. Incoming requests are placed in a queue to be handled one at a time. The sender doesn't stop working while waiting for an answer to each request. It handles more requests from its own queue. The reply to each request eventually comes back as another message.
Principles of concurrency.
Both interleaved and overlap processes can be viewed as examples of concurrent processes. They both present the same problems. The relative speed of execution cannot be predicted. It depends on the following. First, the activities of other processes. Second, the way operating system handles interrupts. And lastly, the scheduling policies of the operating system.
These are the problems in concurrency. The first one is sharing global resources. Sharing of global resources safely is difficult. If two processes both make use of a global variable and both perform read and write on that variable, then the order in which various read and write are executed is critical. The second one is optimal allocation of resources. It is difficult for the operating system to manage the allocation of resources optimally. The third one is locating program errors. It is very difficult to locate a programming error because reports are usually not reproducible. The fourth one is locking the channel. It may be inefficient for the operating system to simply lock the channel and prevents its issue by other processes.
Advantage of the concurrency: first, running of the multiply application and able to run multiply application in the same time. Second, better resources utilization, enable that resources that are unused but one application can be used for the application. Third, average response time without concurrency, each application has to be run completion before the next one can be run. Fourth, better performance. It enables the better performance, but the operating system will one application use only processor of another application. As only the disk drive, then the time to run both application concurrently to application will be shorter than time to run each application consecutively.
These are the drawbacks of concurrency. The first one is it is required to protect multiple applications from one another. The second one is it is required to coordinate multiple applications through additional mechanisms. The third one is additional performance, overheads, and complexities in operating systems are required for switching among applications. The fourth one is sometimes running too many applications concurrently leads to severely degraded performance.
Issues of concurrency. First is the non-atomic. Operations that are non-atomic but interruptible by multiple processes can cause problems. Second is the race conditions. A race condition occurs if the outcome depends on which of several processes gets to a point first.
The third one is blocking. Processes can block waiting for resources. A process could be blocked for a long period of time waiting for input from a terminal. If the process is required to periodically update some data, this would be very undesirable. The fourth one is starvation. It occurs when a process does not obtain service to progress. The last one is deadlock. It occurs when two processes are blocked and hence neither can proceed to execute. And that would be all. Thank you.